given like the last year and a half of what's been going on in our country, and thinking back to racial relations with police and stuff like that, like how culturally do you feel like you learned or were taught anything differently in your experience or interactions with the police than maybe you see white families viewing or interacting with the police?
I feel like white families don't know, well, like most of them, like some of them like do, but some of them don't. Like they don't know like how it is to be black sometimes. Like it's looking kind of scary because you see like most people getting shot and everything, and like my parents, like even my mom even told me like to have like it's a talk, that they tell you that you have to keep your hands on the steering wheel when you hurry up and get everything out, like have it like your insurance and everything out so you don't get hurt, so you can live another day. And that's just scary to think about, that you have to do certain things just because you're a different color. And
so your mom had that talk with you?
yeah, she had that talk with me. And even my recent parents told me like I have to FaceTime them, or like when I got pulled over. So it's just like I have to do like certain things just so I can just stay alive.
Did you ever feel stereotyped like that in any way at school or at stores or anything in the community?
Yeah, sometimes you go into certain stores and you just like not even doing nothing. Like I have people just watching me in like Walmart, and I'm like not even doing, like it's like I'm not even doing anything. Like I'm doing self-checkout and they're just watching just me as soon as I come over there. And it's just like, just terrible.
What's that feel like to have that happening?
It's just annoying. Like you just like, why? Like it just feels like you're doing too much, and just like, I don't know. It's just like, it just makes you angry. That's why I just call it a day and just hurry up and leave.
Yeah.
Because if I hear any racist comments, I don't know. I can't low-key control myself. So.
Well, I would imagine that in those moments, like your anxiety starts to go up, your blood pressure starts to rise, like you're already starting to feel a little anger, and because you're already feeling singled out or watched for like what reason, right? And so all it takes when we start feeling like that is just something little to push us over the edge, right?
Yep.
And that's where it's really difficult. That's what I hear you saying. Like somebody says something racist at this point, like,
yeah, you're just ready to snap.
I'm gonna blow. Yeah, ready to snap, because you're already like pushing me to my limits by singling me out and being suspicious of me. For what reason?
And I heard like certain people, like certain like white families like leave, like when most like black families start moving into good neighborhoods, they end up leaving. I had a friend, it was a robbery in like a CVS or something, and they were like close to her, and he's like, oh yeah, we're definitely gonna have to move sooner or later. And I just looked, and I'm like, it just annoys me. Like you had to, like you would say something like that, just because like robberies happen everywhere, and you never know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be safe or like good all the time. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I feel like the more black people just trying to be welcomed, more people they just trying to leave and trying to have their own circle, and that's just annoying. So,
You're saying the white families are saying we gotta leave, or they just want to have not welcoming the black families into communities?
Yeah, that's because I was with when I was with my mother, it was like all nice and everything, but most of the white people just left just because like more black people was moving in, and I feel like why we all can't be equal, like why we can't just be together. I feel like most schools should be like that, just because like you get to know certain things or learn new things. Like you like me, if I'm stay like in an all white school, I want to know nothing about being like Mexican or anything, or like being Asian or anything. So
right.
Being mixed is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And like I just like everything diverse.
Yeah. Sure. What do you think it is that it leads white people to decide they need to leave or move out of those types of situations when black families are moving in?
I feel like they're just scared. Most people, they just like scared, or they just don't know. So they're just mostly just scared, and they don't want to get hurt or anything. And you're gonna keep moving until what happens. Like, you're gonna move until nothing's left. So you might as well. I don't really get that to keep moving.
What would you say to anybody out there considering fostering teenagers, being a foster parent to teenagers?
I feel like you should try to support them and love them all you can. That's the only thing you can do. Just because like we're already in denial and everything, and we're just trying to run away from our problems. So you just try to support us and just have a system for us just to be a better person. That's all we can. That's the only thing you can do.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people are like scared to foster teenagers, right?
Yeah, a lot of
and
people
so, you know, like you've said, you know, just running away from problems and dealing with different things and being older and that sort of thing. Like, what would you say to encourage anybody considering fostering teenagers?
I will say that we're all not that bad. I feel like we're just misunderstood, and we just need a family, someone to love us.
What's the best way a foster parent can support and be a good parent to teenagers?
Just talk to them. I feel like just more when it just comes to communication, that helps a lot. And just try to think about what they've been through, and if you were in their shoes, what would you do? And just try to understand them, and you should be okay.
So listening and being willing to accept as much as you give. Because if you're not opening up, right? If you're keeping a lot of things in, like I'm thinking like what types of things are you dealing with emotionally, wrestling with? What kind of feelings are you having, going through, you know? And being able to wanna, like when you talked about like we're in denial.
Yeah.
We're running from our problems.
Yeah.
I love that honesty. You know, I think that's great. You know, how do we help that? How do we help you in that?
I feel like you can try to have like mentors or therapists that can help. That's what my recent foster parents do. I feel like it does help. They're like a grown-up friend that you can just have and you can just relate and talk to. It just makes it feel like it's easier to talk to them first, just so that so after you talk to them, you get used to talking to them, you can finally talk to your parents.
Where did you find mentors?
I found mentors when it comes to foster progress.
Okay.
That really helped, and it was like so nice to have somebody to actually talk to that has the same interests as me and everything, and it was just pretty cool. And that's what I liked about it. And then I had like therapists that I got mandated from like caseworkers and stuff. And it was just pretty nice until they don't show up again. But you just got to be consistent in the person's life, because we're always moving around.
Yeah.
And we just feel like you're just gonna leave again. So if you show that you're gonna stay, then it'd be easier to open one.
Yeah. Shout out to Foster Progress.
Yeah.
It's a great organization. Provide mentors, help you get into college, go to college. Proud of you, man. Going to NIU. What are you studying?
I'm studying kinesiology, learning about the body.
Wow. That's a lot of anatomy.
Yeah, a lot of anatomy, yeah.
Good stuff. Well, thanks for your time today, man. I appreciate you being here and sharing your story and opening up and being vulnerable with us and letting us know what your experience was and the differences and some of that stuff. Some of that stuff can be hard to like uncover and unpack, but I appreciate the job that you did to share some of that stuff with us.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thanks, man.
Yep.